and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your host, the Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with another 10-ish-minute review. First of all, I want to thank everyone. As of this recording, I am at 1,620 subscriptions. 1,620 fellow maniacs supporting this little channel, trying to spread maniacs to the globe and a love for all Indian films. So we're moving 2000s, my next goal. We're getting there. A couple of the trailer reactions I did. Actually, one of the reviews about the monkey, the movie about the monkeys, got a lot of hits, which is great. I'm so happy about that because that was a movie I really enjoyed. So I want you to know how much I appreciate that and how thankful I am for your continued support and recommendations and the back and forth. Love that. Love the commenting. Love replying to your comments. Okay, so the film, we're going to go a little different here. And this normally isn't a film. I'm not a big rom-com guy. I like some. It's not like I'm anti-rom-com, but definitely I very rarely go to the movies to see a rom-com. Okay. I wait till I stream. I have seen some, and there are some I love. Casablanca being numero uno. Sorry, great love story. But the film I am going to review was recommended by, I love this name, at Catastrophic Dawn. At Catastrophic Dawn, and the film is 2024's Premalu, which is the Telugu word for love, as far as I can tell. Now, if I'm wrong, you'll correct me like you always do, and that's okay. It's directed by Girish A.D. The cast, now, I don't think I've seen the cast in anything. So I looked up their filmography, and I don't know if there is a film that I've seen that they were in. Let me know. You always do. Naslen, Mamitha Baiju, Sangeeth Prathap, and Shyam Mohan. This is a Malayalam film, and it was actually produced by Fahad Fasil's production company, Fafa's production company. And it was the director suggested. Now, I haven't seen these movies, but the director said it's kind of a spin-off to Super Sharanya. And the lead character, who is played by Mamitha, Sona, goes to Hyderabad for a job, and that's where this one kind of kicks off. Um, so, so the story is about two young people, one just graduating from college. In fact, that's how the film opens. You're introduced to the lead character, Sachin, at college, and you also meet Renew, who is just getting a job in Hyderabad. And the story is about how these two people cross paths. A love blossoms one-sided. The love doesn't work out. And then someone realizes, the one who didn't reciprocate realizes that there is love there, and it's that journey. Will he be able to win her over? Will she realize that she loves this Sachin? Will her boss, who is great, by the way, Adi, played by Shyam Mohan, very funny, will he win her over because he's after her too? So it's a love triangle. And that really is the story. And I would say, look, is it a new story? No. But I'm going to give the story a 3 because of how the end of the film was handled, which I'll get to. It wasn't a typical rom-com with a, quote, happy ending. Was it kind of a happy ending? Yes. Or could it lead to a happy ending? I would say yes, it could. But we don't know that as the viewer. And I kind of like that about this film, that they do leave you, I don't want to say guessing, because that's not the right word, but it's not very cut and dry. So just a few things that I wrote down. So it opens up with Sachin at college, right? And he's in love with a girl. And he before he graduates, he wants to profess his love to this girl. So he says it to her. And he's been drinking too, by the way. And he says, I love you. She responds with, are you drunk? And right after that, he throws up. That's how you kind of get introduced to Sachin. Now he gets he's supposed to go to the UK for a job. He gets his visa rejected because they don't have the money. So he ends up going to Hyderabad because a friend of his, Amal, who's very funny, their relationship, they were roommates, they were friends. That's a very funny relationship. Works very well in the film. They were very good together. In fact, there's a scene they share a bed because that's what you do in India, apparently. They share a bed, and while Sachin is asleep, Amal is on the phone with his girlfriend talking dirty, as dirty as you can get in an Indian film. So let's put it that way, okay? And how uncomfortable Sachin is, and he finally ends up leaving. That was very funny. I thought that was funny. Um, let's see. So okay, so Ali, he's tall, he's a good-looking guy. Um, you can't tell if she's really interested in him or not, but he does this thing where he says he goes JK, just joking. He does that a lot throughout the film. It actually becomes very annoying. At first, it's kind of funny, but then it becomes an annoying trait of that character. Um, and the other thing they did, the two leads don't meet for a while. They cross paths in Hyderabad, but they never actually connect till they all end up at a wedding. And the way he ends up at the wedding, Sachin and Amal, they lose control of a Mini Cooper and crash into the wedding. That's her introduction to Sachin. Um, but they have it. But now for him, it's love at first sight. You can see it on his face. For her, who are these guys, right? And they have a haldi function, which I did a little research. It's a pre-wedding ceremony, haldi ki rasam. So they kind of have fun there. Now, I will tell you one thing that really grossed me out. You've got two good-looking young ladies. Anyone under the age of 40 is young for me, okay? And they're eating Bethel leaves. And, that wasn't the gross part. The gross part was they kept spitting like they were eating tobacco. I found that gross and not attractive in the least. I'm just telling you, okay? So now, through circumstance, they end up driving back to Hyderabad from the wedding with the two guys. And that was a very funny scene, too. At one point, she wants to drive, and she's gunning it. So she's going really fast. And that was pretty funny. But Adi, because he kind of was like the troop leader. And he says, well, if you're going to go back with them, I got to take their photos to protect the girls. So the two guys are holding their IDs, and he takes pictures of them. That was pretty funny, too. What else? Oh, Sachin works at a place called TFC Chicken. TFC. Not Kentucky Fried Chicken, TFC. That was funny. Um, so she ends up rejecting him. He gets drunk at a club. Yeah, you've seen this a million times. She says, at the point where she says, we can only be friends, he's wearing a chicken head because he was Employee of the Month. And that's a funny scene. Humiliating and funny at the same time. So she spurns him. Well, now he breaks down with his friend Amal. He's so bummed out because he loves her. And now he makes a decision he's going to go back to the UK. He's going to get away from her. In fact, he ends up going to Chennai without even telling her that she did that. And then the scene is he's back home and she's thinking about him a lot. So you could see that coming, right? So he's going to take a flight to the UK. She shows up to tell him that she loves him, but he's leaving. Oh, and there's a scene before that where Adi tries to stop them, and it's a real. You think it's going to be a real dramatic scene where he's got these thugs to beat up Sachin and Amal, and it turns into a funny scene because to protect herself, Adi gave her pepper spray. Well, he goes to slap her around. She pulls out the pepper spray, sprays him, and that so it turned into a very funny scene. But anyway, at the airport, they hug. They She says, "I'll wait for you," and that's so it ended on that note. She'll wait. He's going to the UK. He's not staying there. So they're going to have a long distance love relationship. So you don't really know if it's going to work out. But she did say she wanted to take care of him. And she said she loved him. And then the other thing they did was, so in the beginning of the film, she is at her apartment with two friends. And and I think, what was her name? It was Wanderlust, one of the roommates, Wanderlust. She has a can. She says, throw the can over the roof. Wherever it hits, that's who you're going to fall in love with. So she does it. And all you hear is, hey, who threw that? Who threw that? Some old voice, right? And that's it. That's it with the scene, right? So at the end of the film, they flash back to the same scene, except this time you see it from ground level. And who's there next to the old guy? Sachin and Amal. And it actually hits Sachin. So it's karma, full circle. I thought that was really cute. Um, and it ends with them apart, but a happy ending nonetheless. So that was, I enjoyed it. And as far as the performances go, look, I say this all the time about Malayalam films. They're very grounded. And this was very, young love. You know what that's like. It's all hormones, it's all emotion. If you've ever been in love at a young age, it's like it's the most important thing in the world. Nothing else matters. And when there's a breakup, it's the most devastating thing you could ever experience. That's what young love is, right? And everybody's gone through it at one time or another. Um, and I thought it was beautifully acted, very real. Nothing, nothing really over the top, really, which I like. Um, and the two leads were really likable and funny. And Amal was funny. Even the bad guy, he wasn't really a bad guy. He was just, he was funny. And I thought they were all really good. So I gave the performances a 4. I really enjoyed all of them. Now, as far as the music goes, look, Malayalam films. So it's not going to be big musical numbers, or if they are, it's going to be at a wedding or something. It's not just big musical numbers just for the sake of it. And most of them. Now, there was a lot of music in this. Like the first song, there was a montage of him working and doing family stuff, trying to earn money. That's the first song. And it's all in the background. Second song, he gets to Hyderabad and starts a new job. Again, in the background, not a big musical number. Now, the third song is a dance number. It's a tribute to Krishna, and that's at the Haldi. So that was a dance number appropriate in the setting of the film. So I like that. The fourth song, and this was funny, as they're driving, and she's driving fast and everything, the song is The Wheels Write Your Fairy Tale. I like that one too. The fifth song is a montage of both their lives, parallel lives, not interacting, they're separate lives. That kind of tells a story. You want them to get together. Um, the sixth song is after a train ride. He gets on a train with her to spend some time with her under the pretense of he had to bring her something. Something for her upset stomach. That's what it was. And after they get off the train, they each go back home. And then there's a little musical number there. And the second song is really incidental music as Adi confronts them on the road in that scene I told you about. It's really done in slow motion. So the music was fine. It fit. It was appropriate. It didn't like stand out. It didn't like hurt the film. So you know me, I gave it a 3 as far as the music goes. Now, as far as my verdict of the film, I'm gonna give this movie a 4. I really liked it. It wasn't long. It was an easy watch. It didn't drag on unnecessarily to fill 3 hours. It was short to the point. It was I found it very realistic, true. I thought the performances, like I said, were really grounded, believable. The girl, and I've never seen her before. She was adorable. Mamitha. She was really adorable, and I thought he had a lot of charm too. So yeah, I enjoyed this. So thank you, Catastrophic Dawn. This was a good watch. And again, I don't generally watch a lot of rom-coms, but I enjoyed this. So thanks for recommending that. Let me know if you've seen it. What do you think about it in the comment section? Let me know. Okay, I would appreciate that. All right. So now it's that magical time where I give you my recommendation. Okay, sticking with rom-coms. And again, I don't watch a lot of them, but I will tell you one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. Rom-com. I didn't do, it's not, we're not talking just romance, right? Because that's Casablanca. That's not a rom-com. But a romantic comedy that I absolutely love that I saw in the theater, and I ended up really having a thing for the lead actress, is 1989's When Harry Met Sally. It was directed by Rob Reiner, and it's Billy Crystal's character Harry was really based on Rob Reiner and what he was going through with his divorce. It stars Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, who I really had a thing for when she was so adorable. Now she's had work done on her, and she doesn't look anything like she used to look, which makes me sad because she was just so adorable in that. Also, Bruno Kirby and Carrie Fisher. Um, this is just a fun, heartwarming uh, story about two people who actually it's more him than her because Meg Ryan's character Sally falls in love much sooner than Harry does. Harry thinks men and women can't be friends without sex, without thinking about sex. And I think most women think that you can be friends. Most guys don't think that. Because in the back of your mind, you're always thinking about that, even if they're your friends. Yeah, I wonder if, I wonder. But there's so many iconic moments in the film, hilarious. And obviously, the one that everybody talks about is the scene in the deli where Sally is explaining to Harry how you can fake an orgasm. And the scene is her faking an orgasm. And it goes on for a while in this crowded deli in New York City. And of course, the customer, the old woman, who is Estelle Reiner, Rob Reiner's mother, says the famous line, "I'll have what she's having."
I'll have what she's
Now,
having.
two things about that scene. First, Meg Ryan came up with the idea to put it in a deli with a big crowd. That was her idea because it wasn't originally written that way. And the line, "I'll have what she's having," was suggested by Billy Crystal. And it's a great scene, very funny. And when you watch it, you got to watch two things. One, you got to watch her because she's so funny in that scene, but also his reaction to her doing this is great. The look on his face as he's looking around, so good, so good. And the other thing is, I am a huge Harry Connick Jr. fan. And this was the first time I really heard anything from him. It's got a fantastic soundtrack to it. And his song, "It Had to Be You," which is an old song, but he puts his little New Orleans take on it, is great. I have the soundtrack, I have the film. It's just a wonderful film. Uh, it reminds you how wonderful love can be. Even second and third loves are still wonderful. And so if you get a chance, check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. Get a little love in your life. Put a little love in your heart. Okay, so that's it. Once again, I want to thank everyone. 620. We're moving, and I appreciate all the support. If you're new to the channel, I certainly hope I've earned your subscription. Also hit the notification button, and please smash that like button. It's a algorithm thing. It's not an ego thing. I get a lot of views, but very few likes. I really don't understand why, but I'm asking anyway. And I will say this too: a lot of you are just putting a comment just to say, "Well, I've got nothing to say, but I wanted to leave it for the channel." Great. I appreciate that. That means a big difference, and I want you to know how much I appreciate that. So if you want to just do that, go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. So that's it. We'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with another 10-ish minute review, 10 to 25-ish minute review, or a trailer reaction, or maybe even a song reaction. Although that did, I think almost 500 views on that. So that's getting up there a little bit. So if you get a song you want me to watch, let me know. I'll watch it. You want a trailer? Put it down. You want a movie? Put it down. Now, it's a big list that I have, but I'm going to get to it eventually. Okay. All right. That's it. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.